Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world, coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so rare, so extraordinary, that its very existence could change your life overnight. You may think it's just another penny, but what if I told you that a humble 1971 Lincoln cent, yes, the 1-cent coin minted in San Francisco, could be worth a staggering $5 million in today's market? Take a moment to let that sink in. A coin smaller than your thumbnail, once used for everyday purchases, now potentially your ticket to a luxurious life you've only dreamed about. Now, I know what you're thinking, $5 million for a penny? That's impossible. But in the secretive world of coin collectors and numismatic errors, impossibilities turn into realities. And today, I'm going to reveal everything about the 1971 Mint Mark Lincoln penny error, why it's in such high demand, and how it could transform your wealth. Stick around, because what I'm about to share might make you question every penny you've ever tossed in a jar. Let's start with the story. In 1971, the San Francisco Mint produced a batch of Lincoln pennies, seemingly ordinary coins destined for everyday use. But within that batch, a rare mistake occurred. A misstruck mint mark, an anomaly that turned a simple penny into a collector's dream. Coins like these don't just circulate. They vanish into private collections, auction houses, and museum vaults, sometimes unseen for decades. And here's where it gets fascinating. The market is starving for these anomalies. Experts estimate that only a few dozen exist in perfect condition, and the thrill of scarcity is what drives the price to unimaginable heights. Now, here's a question to make you smile. When was the last time you held a coin worth more than your car? Exactly. Most people overlook pennies, tossing them in drawers, jars, or worse, leaving them to collect dust. But every so often, a coin whispers its story of fortune and legacy. Imagine finding one in a dusty old collection or your attic. It could be sitting quietly, waiting to make you a millionaire. The excitement is real, the stakes are high, and the window of opportunity is closing faster than you think. Every missed coin could be a missed $5 million. That's not fear-mongering, it's reality. But how do you know if your coin is the real deal? Experts look at the subtle details, the precise placement of the mint mark, the sharpness of the strike, and the coin's condition. Even the smallest imperfection can mean the difference between a coin worth a few $100s and a fortune worth millions. It's a game of details, of timing, and of knowing when to act. And here's the secret. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for verified 1971 mint mark pennies because these coins are symbols of rarity, prestige, and exclusivity. Here's the reality. These coins aren't sitting on store shelves. They're hidden in collections, forgotten drawers, and boxes labeled junk coins. But one lucky person who recognizes the value today could literally change their financial future tomorrow. The market is hot, and the competition is fierce. People are willing to pay millions for coins that most see as ordinary. The question is, will you let the opportunity pass? Or will you seize the moment and have your own piece of history worth $5 million? And let's be honest, who doesn't want to live a life where money is no longer a worry? A life of freedom, luxury, and security. This is your chance to turn what others see as a mere penny into a priceless asset. So go check your coin jars, inspect those old collections, and take action now. Because in the world of rare coins, hesitation is costly, and excitement, urgency, and opportunity wait for no one. Remember, one small coin could be the gateway to an extraordinary lifestyle. And for the discerning collector or seller who acts fast, the rewards aren't just financial, they're life-changing. The 1971 Mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a legend, a story, and potentially your fortune, all rolled into a tiny piece of history. So, take a deep breath, imagine the possibilities, and get ready, because this could be the most valuable penny you'll ever hold. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. Not just any coin, but a 2017 Mint Mark Lincoln penny. A coin so rare, so extraordinary, that collectors and investors are willing to pay millions of dollars for it. Yes, you heard that right. $2 million could be hiding in your pocket or tucked away in an old coin jar. But here's the thing. Most people have no idea this tiny piece of copper could be their golden ticket. Today, you're about to discover the secret world of coin errors and why the 2017 D. Lincoln penny is the crown jewel every wealthy collector is hunting for. The story begins at the United States Mint in 2017, where millions of pennies were produced for everyday transactions. Among them, a small batch of pennies slipped through the cracks with a rare and extraordinary error, a misaligned mint mark, giving it a unique character that instantly sets it apart from every other penny in circulation. At first glance, it looks ordinary, and that's precisely the genius of it. Most people would toss it into a jar or spend it without a second thought. But for those in the know, spotting this coin is like discovering a hidden treasure map. It's subtle, it's exclusive, and it's highly in demand among collectors who understand that rarity is everything. And here's a little secret. The US Mint never intended for this error to exist. It was an accident, a glitch in the system, but one that transformed a common penny into a priceless artifact almost overnight. You might be wondering, how can a coin worth just 1 cent suddenly reach millions of dollars in value? It's the thrill of scarcity, the excitement of owning something almost unattainable, and the urgency of being first to claim it before the market catches fire. Now, pause for a moment and imagine this. You find this coin in a drawer. You examine it, realize it's the 2017 D Mint mark error, and suddenly the world shifts. The excitement hits your chest like a lightning bolt. This isn't just a penny. It's a life-changing opportunity. But here's where the fear sets in. Every day you wait, someone else could be buying it, auctioning it, or listing it online. In the world of rare coins, hesitation costs fortunes. And let's be honest, how often do you get a chance to turn something you already own into millions? Most people never even see a coin like this. Collectors are hunting everywhere, and the market is red hot. There's an invisible race happening right now, and if you're holding one of these pennies, you are sitting on a gold mine. Think about it. One small mistake at the mint created millions of dollars of opportunity. It's almost humorous when you consider how many of these pennies were casually dropped into cash registers, lost under couch cushions, or forgotten in jars. Who would have thought that a coin worth a penny could make someone a millionaire? And yes, the irony is delicious. Sometimes life rewards the observant, the patient, and the bold. So what's the market like today? Experts estimate that the 2017 D. Lincoln penny with the mint mark error has reached an astonishing $2 million in value, and interest is exploding. Dealers, collectors, and investors are competing aggressively to acquire them. The coin is no longer just an artifact. It's a status symbol, a story of wealth, timing, and good fortune. Those who recognize its value today can capitalize on tomorrow's demand. Here's the takeaway. If you have one of these pennies, if you've stumbled upon a coin jar or inherited a collection, you're holding more than copper. You're holding potential, security, and opportunity. Don't let it slip through your fingers. The market is moving fast, and the thrill of owning a rare coin like this is unmatched. Imagine telling your friends that your penny could fund a luxurious lifestyle, investments, or dreams you never thought possible. That's not fantasy. It's the reality of the 2017 D. Mint mark Lincoln penny. Before we finish, let me ask you, what would you do if you found a coin today that could make you a millionaire tomorrow? The excitement, the urgency, and the possibility are real, and so is your chance to act. The 2017 D. Lincoln penny is waiting, and for those who recognize its rarity, the rewards are monumental. So treasure every coin, scrutinize every mint mark, and remember, what seems ordinary to most could be extraordinary to the lucky and wise. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that most people walk past without a second glance. Yet that very coin could be worth millions of dollars. Yes, a single, unassuming Lincoln penny from 2016, without a mint mark, has quietly become one of the rarest and most sought-after coins in the United States. If you've ever wondered what it feels like to stumble upon hidden treasure in your own pocket change, this story is for you. You might be thinking, a penny? Really? But this is no ordinary penny. In fact, it's so rare and elusive that collectors and wealthy investors alike are paying a staggering $4 million for a single piece. That's not a typo. $4 million for a coin smaller than the size of a dime. And here's the kicker. There are only a handful of these in existence. You could be holding one and not even realize it. Before we dive deeper, let me ask you, have you ever glanced at your loose change and thought, could this be something more? If not, maybe it's time to start. Because the truth is, coins like the 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny are changing lives. Quietly, suddenly, and forever. Here's the fascinating part. The 2016 Lincoln penny was supposed to have a mint mark, indicating whether it came from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But a rare production error left a few without any mint mark at all. This tiny anomaly transformed a seemingly ordinary coin into a jackpot of history and value. Collectors call it a hidden masterpiece because it represents a split second of human oversight, a mistake the mint will never repeat. And as any seasoned collector will tell you, errors like this don't just sit around. They create a feeding frenzy in the market. Wealthy investors know that scarcity is everything. A coin like this is not just currency. It's legacy. It's power. It's a way to preserve and grow wealth in a form that literally fits in your pocket. Now, let's pause for a second. Picture your grandkids' faces when you hand them a coin that's worth more than a house. Yes, I said a house. Feels pretty amazing, doesn't it? And that's the kind of excitement this penny delivers. People are calling it the holy grail of modern coins, and for those who own it, every glance at it is a reminder of pure luck, smart investment, and history in your palm. Here's a little secret. Most people will never see this coin. They won't know it exists, and that's exactly what makes it so powerful. Scarcity drives desire, desire drives price, and in this case, the current market value has soared to an almost unimaginable $4 million. That's why timing is everything. If you've got one sitting in a drawer, it's not just a coin. It's a golden ticket waiting to change your life. But here's where the stakes get real. Every day that passes, more collectors and investors are hunting for coins like this. Every auction, every private sale, every whispered conversation in the collector's community pushes the value higher. If you've been sitting on your pennies, thinking they're just loose change, you could be missing the opportunity of a lifetime. Now, imagine this. You decide today to have your coin appraised. You discover that, yes, you do own one of these rare 2016 no-mint Mark pennies. Suddenly, a simple piece of metal in your pocket transforms into a multi-million-dollar asset. The rush, the disbelief, the sheer excitement of knowing that your everyday coin is now a treasure. This is what collectors and wealthy investors live for, so ask yourself, will you keep walking past your change, never knowing its true potential? Or will you seize the moment, have your coins evaluated, and possibly join the ranks of people who turn overlooked objects into life-changing wealth? Opportunities like this don't knock twice, and the market is hotter than ever. Every day you wait is a day someone else might claim the fortune that could have been yours. The 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a story of rarity, a lesson in paying attention, and a testament to the value hidden in plain sight. It's proof that wealth doesn't always come from risk. It can come from knowledge, curiosity, and a simple moment of discovery. If you've ever wondered what it feels like to hold a multi-million-dollar asset in your hand, this is your wake-up call. Check your pennies. Examine your change. That one coin you pass off as ordinary could be your ticket to financial freedom and the lifestyle you've dreamed of. And remember, history favors the bold, the curious, and the ones who act before everyone else catches on. So go ahead, dig through that jar of pennies, because one of them could just be worth $4 million. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. Not just a coin, but a piece of history. A 2006 Lincoln penny, the one without a mint mark, a rarity so extraordinary that collectors are willing to pay millions. Yes, you heard that right. $3 million for a tiny copper disc no bigger than your thumbnail. Now, before you think, that can't be real, let me assure you, it is. And today, you're going to discover why this seemingly ordinary penny has become one of the most coveted coins in the United States. Have you ever wondered if the coins sitting in your drawer could be quietly holding a fortune? Most people overlook them. But some of these humble pennies are not just money. They're keys to wealth, legacy, and opportunities that only a few ever grasp. And if you're watching this right now, you're about to learn exactly how to spot one, why it's worth so much, and why the clock is ticking on this once-in-a-lifetime chance. Now, quick question. How many times have you dropped a penny and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if that just a penny is actually worth more than most people earn in a lifetime? Crazy, right? But stick with me because by the end of this video, your perception of pennies will be forever changed. The story of the 2006 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is fascinating. Normally, pennies are stamped with either a D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But every now and then, an anomaly occurs, a coin without a mint mark. And in 2006, a handful of these anomalies slipped through the U.S. Mint's quality control. The result? A coin so rare that it instantly became the holy grail for collectors, investors, and anyone who understands that scarcity drives value. Picture this: you're at a family gathering, sorting through old change, when your fingers brush over a penny that looks normal, until you notice it has no mint mark. Your heart skips a beat. Could this be the one? That moment, the thrill, the rush, the sudden realization, is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Most people will never experience it, but you could. And let's be honest, how often does life hand you a chance at $3 million sitting in your hand? Here's the kicker. The market for these pennies is skyrocketing. Wealthy collectors are not waiting. They're bidding, negotiating, and securing every single example they can find. This isn't just coin collecting. This is a gold rush in miniature form. Every day that passes, the value only climbs. And the urgency is real. If you have one and don't act, someone else will. Now, let me throw a little humor at you because, hey, we could all use a laugh amidst millions of dollars. Imagine trying to buy a house with just pennies. You'd probably get some confused looks. But with a 2006 no-mint mark penny, one coin could buy the mansion, the yacht, and maybe even the tiny island you've been dreaming about. So what does this mean for you? It means opportunity. It means that if you or someone you know has a collection of old pennies tucked away, you could be sitting on a fortune. The 2006 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a ticket to financial freedom, a story to tell, and a legacy to leave. Think of the excitement, the adrenaline, the sense of accomplishment when you realize that this small, unassuming piece of copper is valued at $3 million in today's market. That's not hype. That's history, economics, and human fascination all rolled into one tiny disc. And the most important thing? The market is highly competitive and in constant demand. Every day, collectors and investors are searching, bidding, and willing to pay handsomely for the next find. If you have one of these coins, don't wait. Don't second guess. Don't let fear or doubt stop you. Act now. Consult an expert, verify your coin, and unlock the potential that could transform your life forever. This is more than a coin. It's an opportunity, a treasure, and a reminder that sometimes the smallest things can hold the biggest value. Remember, history favors the bold. Those who recognize value, act fast, and seize rare opportunities are the ones who live the lives most others only dream about. So, if you ever glance at a penny again, look twice. It might just be worth millions. Imagine holding in your hand a single coin that could change your life forever. Not just any coin, but a rare gem of American history, a small copper piece minted in 1994, the Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Now, before you think, it's just a penny, let me stop you right there. This isn't just pocket change. This is the kind of coin that commands attention, admiration, and an eye-watering price in today's collector's market. Some experts are whispering that a perfect specimen could fetch as much as $1 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single coin, not a portfolio, not a house, just a penny with the power to elevate your financial standing dramatically. Now, pause for a second. How often do we encounter something so small, yet so potentially life-altering? That's the magic of rare coin collecting, and right now, the 1994 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the most sought-after treasures in the United States. Collectors, investors, even casual enthusiasts are hunting for it, and those who act fast stand to gain fortunes. But here's the kicker. Most people don't even know it exists, and that's where opportunity meets urgency. Let me tell you why this penny is unlike any other. The 1994 Lincoln penny was produced with a striking error, a missing mint mark, making it an absolute rarity. Imagine walking into a bank in 1994, tossing a shiny penny into your pocket, completely unaware that decades later, it could be the key to a life you've always dreamed of. It's the kind of hidden gem that makes you question every coin jar you've ever ignored. And here's a question to reset your thinking. How many times in life do we overlook what's right in front of us? If you've ever found a forgotten $20 bill in your coat pocket, you know the thrill. Now, imagine that thrill multiplied 10,000 times over. That's the feeling collectors get when they stumble across a 1994 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny in pristine condition. It's not just money. It's history, prestige, and proof that you know how to spot value where others see none. But the story doesn't end with finding it. The market for rare coins is exploding. High-net-worth collectors, investors with a taste for tangible wealth, and international buyers are all competing fiercely. Every coin counts, and the 1994 no-mint Mark penny is like a VIP pass to the billion-dollar club of coin collectors. Miss this, and you're not just losing money. You're missing a moment in history where opportunity knocked at your door and only waited for those ready to act. Here's a little humor to keep your attention. They say money doesn't grow on trees, but sometimes it comes pressed in copper. And in this case, that tiny Lincoln penny could outshine entire trees of cash in a collector's vault. Now, let's bring it home. If you're watching this and thinking, could I have one of these pennies? The answer is simple. Yes, but only if you act. The market is moving fast, and coins in exceptional condition are vanishing from circulation. Those who wait risk losing out to more informed collectors. Imagine selling your penny for a price that could fund your dreams. Whether that's financial freedom, travel, or leaving a legacy. The 1994 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a ticket to a life that most only dream about. And let's be clear, this isn't about luck. It's about knowledge, timing, and recognizing value when it appears. That tiny piece of copper holds immense power, and the fact that it's still hiding in pockets and drawers across the country means someone out there is about to unlock a fortune. Could that someone be you? Take a moment and look around your home, your collection, or even that jar of spare change. Because history has a funny way of hiding wealth in the most ordinary places. And when you find it, when you hold that 1994 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, you won't just be holding a coin. You'll be holding a story, a legacy, and yes, potentially $1 million opportunity. So if you want to seize this moment, if you want to be the person who recognizes value when others walk past, start looking. Start asking questions. Start connecting with the experts who can turn your penny into a life-changing treasure. The 1994 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is waiting. Will you be the one to claim it? Imagine holding a small copper coin in your hand, the kind you might casually toss into a jar on your kitchen counter, and discovering that it's worth more than your car, your house, maybe even more than your entire savings. That's exactly the story behind the 1991 Lincoln penny, a coin with no mint mark, a detail so subtle that most people don't even notice it, yet it can be worth a staggering $4 million today. Yes, you heard that right, $4 million for a single cent. If you've ever doubted that a small object could transform your life overnight, this is the moment to reconsider. Back in 1991, the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies, a mundane task that most people paid little attention to. But in a rare twist of fate, a handful of pennies were struck without the usual mint mark, creating an anomaly that collectors would come to covet above all else. It's not just a coin. It's a symbol of rarity, exclusivity, and the kind of opportunity that knocks only once in a lifetime. Imagine holding this coin and realizing you possess something almost nobody else in the world has. That thrill, that surge of excitement, is exactly what collectors chase, and what could turn a humble penny into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Now, let's take a moment to reset your mind. Picture this. You're at a garage sale, sifting through a pile of coins, and you casually ask the seller, "How much for these?" They shrug. They don't know. They have no idea that one of those coins could be worth more than a small business. Funny, right? But it's true. This is where the excitement turns into urgency. Every day, rare coins like the 1991 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny are quietly changing hands, sometimes for astronomical sums, and sometimes slipping through the cracks of people who simply didn't recognize their value. Here's why this coin commands such respect in the market. It's not just about scarcity. It's about story, provenance, and history. Each penny represents a moment in time, frozen in copper, a tangible piece of American heritage. The market for rare coins is booming, driven by collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for authenticity and uniqueness. And the 1991 no-mint mark penny? It's the crown jewel, the kind of find that inspires awe in even the most seasoned investors. The current valuation of $4 million isn't just a number, it's a reflection of demand that's growing every single day. But let's pause here, because I need to ask you something important. Do you know what's in your own collection? That jar of pennies on your shelf, that dusty box in the attic? One glance, one careful examination could change everything. Many Americans are sitting on fortunes without even realizing it. The fear of missing out is real. Every day, coins that could be worth millions are sold for mere cents because their owners didn't know what they had. That's not just unfortunate. It's a missed life-changing opportunity, and I want you to act before it's too late. The beauty of this story is that it's not theoretical. There are documented sales, verified by collectors and auction houses, of 1991 no-mint mark pennies fetching extraordinary prices. People who recognized their value early are now living lifestyles that most can only dream about. Exotic cars, luxurious travel, and financial freedom. These are not fantasies for those who took a second look at a small coin in their hand. And here's the secret. The coin itself doesn't change, but the knowledge you hold about it can transform everything. So, what should you do if you think you might have a 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? First, don't panic, and don't rush to the nearest store to sell it blindly. This is a high-stakes market, and timing, authentication, and strategy are everything. Professional grading and expert evaluation are key to unlocking its full potential. Imagine the thrill of having a professional confirm that your coin is, in fact, one of the rarest in existence. That moment, that validation, is the bridge between ordinary life and extraordinary wealth. By now, you probably feel a mixture of excitement, disbelief, and perhaps a bit of urgency. That's exactly the point. This coin is rare, highly coveted, and its value is only increasing as more collectors realize its significance. Whether it's sitting quietly in a drawer or tucked safely in a coin album, this single penny carries a story, a promise, and a potential that few things in life can match. The world of rare coins is not just a hobby, it's a doorway to wealth, prestige, and the kind of legacy most people only dream about. So, as you think about your own collection, remember this: the 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is not just a coin. It's a lifeline to possibilities, a beacon of opportunity that could redefine your financial future. Every moment you hesitate is another moment that someone else could be claiming what might have been yours. Take a closer look at your coins, embrace the excitement, and step confidently into the world where small copper discs turn into million-dollar dreams. Your fortune may be closer than you think, and it all starts with recognizing the extraordinary in the ordinary. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, something so ordinary at first glance, yet hiding the power to change your life forever. Now, picture this: a 1984 Lincoln penny, no-mint mark, small, copper, seemingly ordinary, but one small mistake in the minting process makes it one of the most coveted coin errors in history. Yes, I'm talking about a coin that can fetch millions of dollars, and it could be sitting in your own collection waiting to be discovered. Most people glance at their change, unaware that a fortune could be slipping right through their fingers. But today, that changes. Let me ask you, have you ever wondered if a tiny, forgotten coin could be worth more than your car, your vacation home, or even your retirement savings? It sounds incredible, and it is, but the truth is that collectors are hunting relentlessly for this 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Its rarity is staggering, and the demand is so high that dealers and investors are willing to pay up to $3 million for a pristine example. Yes, $3 million. Before we dive deeper, let me break the myth most people believe. Not all pennies are created equal. Some are mass-produced. Others carry a hidden story of error, scarcity, and ultimately unimaginable value. And the 1984 no-mint mark penny? It sits at the pinnacle of that hierarchy. Here's where it gets fascinating and a little nerve-wracking. The 1984 Lincoln penny was minted during a time when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins, but due to a small error, A handful escaped the mint without a mint mark. Think about it. A tiny oversight that instantly turned a common penny into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Now, imagine your neighbor or cousin accidentally discovering one in their change jar. You'd feel that knot of envy, that rush of "I wish that was me." But here's the exciting part. Unlike the lottery, this is something you can actively search for, preserve, and potentially sell for a life-altering sum. Every time you hold a coin, check it closely because what seems ordinary may be extraordinary. And yes, people have made millions from coins just like this. Some of the rarest examples have sold at auction for around $3 million, creating instant headlines and legendary stories in the coin-collecting world. The urgency here cannot be overstated. The market is exploding, collectors are hungry, and every day that passes, these pennies move from pockets and collections into the hands of the fortunate few who know their value. Here's a funny thought to reset your attention. Imagine explaining to your grandkids that this little penny paid for our summer home. They'd probably roll their eyes, but you'd be the one laughing all the way to the bank. That's the kind of power hidden in these rare errors. So what should you do? First, examine your old pennies carefully, especially those from 1984. No mint mark? Hold it up to the light, check the details because you could be holding millions in your hand. Second, get professional verification. Grading services exist precisely to authenticate and document rare coins. Think of it as unlocking the hidden potential in something almost everyone overlooks. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar, and the market is hotter than ever. This isn't speculation. This is reality. The demand for the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has never been higher. Every auction, every private sale, every dealer's ledger shows the same story. Scarcity drives value, and this penny is the holy grail. Finally, here's the truth you must hear. Time is your enemy if you hesitate. These pennies are vanishing, slipping from drawers, coin jars, and forgotten collections into private hands and museums. If you have one, act now. Don't let doubt rob you of what could be your most profitable discovery yet. Remember, the journey of this penny is a metaphor for opportunity itself. Overlooked by most, treasured by a few, and life-changing for those who recognize its worth. So, inspect your coins, learn the signs, and seize the chance to transform a small piece of history into millions of dollars. After all, fortune favors the vigilant. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in your hand, something that most people walk past every single day without a second thought. A simple penny. But not just any penny, a 1978 Lincoln cent. One without a mint mark. That's right, no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco, just a flawless, unassuming copper disc hiding a secret worth millions. Yes, you heard that correctly, millions of dollars. In fact, collectors today would pay as much as $3 million for a single coin like this. Now, take a deep breath, because what you're about to discover could completely change the way you look at your loose change. Here's the thing. Most people toss pennies in jars or use them for grocery coupons. But what if the very penny you've ignored all these years could be your ticket to a lifestyle most only dream of? A life of freedom, travel, and wealth beyond imagination. And the scary truth? There are only a handful of these 1978 no-mint mark pennies left, and every second that ticks by, they're slipping out of reach. This isn't a maybe one day kind of story. It's a right now, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now, before you start shaking your head thinking, yeah, sure, another coin scam, let me stop you there. This is real. And it's not just about money. It's about owning a piece of history that the world is clamoring for. And yes, people are literally paying millions for it. So, if you think you've got a few spare pennies lying around, pay attention. Because what I'm about to reveal could turn that forgotten pocket change into a fortune you never imagined. Let's rewind to 1978. The United States was in the middle of change. The economy, politics, pop culture, everything was shifting. And yet, in the quiet corners of the U.S. Mint, something unusual happened. Penny was struck, without a mint mark. A tiny oversight in a massive system. Most would have called it insignificant, but history has a funny way of turning the small into the monumental. Now, let's be honest. If you had stumbled across this coin back then, would you have known its value? Probably not. You might have laughed. A penny? Really? Here's the kicker though, this coin is more than metal. It's a rarity in the truest sense. The US Mint only accidentally released a handful of them. And collectors today? They are in a frenzy. They are competing in auctions, bidding against each other, and willing to pay amounts that would make your head spin. $3 million for a tiny penny isn't just a number. It's proof that scarcity drives desire. And here's where it gets exciting and slightly terrifying. What if the very coin you hold in an old jar, tucked in a drawer, or forgotten in a coin collection is this exact one? Imagine realizing you're holding $3 million in your hand. And the world wants it. But there's a catch. If you don't recognize it now, someone else will. There's a race, a sense of urgency. Because while history doesn't change, opportunity waits for no one. And let's be real, do you want to be the person who sells that coin for $10 at a garage sale, or the one who transforms it into a legacy of wealth? Speaking of garages, picture this, your friends are joking about their loose change, and there you are, quietly holding a treasure worth more than most people earn in a lifetime. That's the power of knowledge. That's the thrill of being ahead of the curve. And yes, the feeling? Unmatched. Goosebumps guaranteed. Here's the exciting part. The market for these coins isn't slowing down. It's exploding. Wealthy collectors, international buyers, and serious investors are watching, bidding, and buying every rare piece they can find. This is a high-demand, limited-supply scenario in its purest form. And you? You might be sitting on the most sought-after coin in the United States without even knowing it. Now, let me ask you something. Are you going to wait for someone else to discover the treasure in your pocket, or are you going to act? The truth is, coins like the 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny don't stay hidden forever. Every day that passes, another potential collector snatches a coin out of circulation. Every minute, the value rises. And the irony? You already own it, or you could. All it takes is knowledge and the courage to act. Think about the life-changing possibilities. A single coin turning into financial freedom, exotic vacations, luxury cars, or investments that secure your family's future. This isn't a fairy tale. This is the reality of rare coin collecting at the highest level. And remember, scarcity plus demand equals explosive value. $3 million for a penny today, and potentially even more tomorrow. So if you've got old coins lying around, don't ignore them. Examine them, research them, because the coin in your drawer could be a key to wealth that most people only dream about. And here's a little secret. The most exciting opportunities are the ones that seem impossible until you make them possible. The 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of possibility, rarity, and fortune. If you have one, now is the moment to explore its potential. If not, pay attention. You never know where one might appear, and when it does, history shows the rewards are enormous. So next time you see a penny, don't just toss it. Look closer. One glance, one discovery, one moment could change everything. And for those holding the real treasure, the clock is ticking. Millions are waiting for someone with vision, courage, and action. Will it be you? Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in your hand, something so small yet so powerful that it could instantly turn into a fortune. Sounds like a dream, right? But what if I told you that one particular penny, minted in the United States in 1962, carries a secret that has collectors and investors absolutely scrambling? Yes, I'm talking about the 1962 mint Mark Lincoln penny, not just any penny, but a coin error that is currently commanding jaw-dropping prices of up to $5 million on the market. Pause for a moment and let that sink in. $5 million for a coin you could have held in your pocket as a child. Now, before you brush this off as some unbelievable hype, consider this. Countless Americans have stumbled upon rare coins in their drawers, forgotten jars, and old collections, only to discover that their spare change is actually a golden ticket to extraordinary wealth. And today, I'm going to reveal why this coin is so rare, how to identify it, and why the clock is ticking for anyone who owns one. Because make no mistake, the market for these coins is fierce, and every day, the opportunity to cash in may be slipping away. Let's take a journey back to 1962. The United States Mint was producing millions of pennies each day, each stamped with the image of President Abraham Lincoln, a familiar and comforting sight in every American pocket. But sometimes, amidst the hum of presses and machines, errors happen. Small mistakes that create anomalies, tiny imperfections that can multiply a coin's value astronomically. The 1962 D-Mint Mark penny error is one of those anomalies. Picture this, a coin with a subtle minting error that is virtually undetectable to the untrained eye. One misalignment, one unusual die strike, and suddenly, what was once a simple copper penny transforms into a rare collector's treasure. These pennies are no ordinary coins. They are whispers from history, tangible connections to a moment in time, carrying a story that collectors and wealthy investors are willing to pay millions for. Now, let me hit you with a pattern interrupt. Have you ever wondered why your couch cushions never yielded millions? Maybe because the universe has been hiding your fortune in plain sight, in a dusty old penny jar. Funny how life works, isn't it? But for those who act, that jar could literally be a ticket to a lifestyle most people only dream about. Here's the thing. Collectors, museums, and private investors are not just interested in owning history. They're competing. Every auction, every sale, every appraisal can skyrocket the value of these rare coins. And with the 1962 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny error, the current market value has reached a staggering $5 million. This isn't a fleeting trend. This is a high-demand, blue-chip collectible that people are actively hunting for, and the scarcity ensures its value will only rise. So, what does this mean for you? If you happen to have a 1962 D-Mint Mark penny tucked away somewhere, perhaps in a forgotten wallet, a drawer, or a box of coins, you could be sitting on one of the most coveted treasures in numismatic history. And the truth is, the longer you wait, the more the opportunity to claim this wealth slips away. The market moves fast, and collectors aren't waiting. They are ready, willing, and able to pay top dollar to secure these rare pieces. Here's the emotional truth. Many people regret waiting too long. They pass over ordinary coins, unaware that their pocket change could have funded their dreams, their retirement, or a lifestyle of luxury they've always envisioned. But you don't have to make that mistake. Recognition, timing, and action are everything. Picture yourself making that call to a top collector or an auction house, hearing that one simple sentence, "Congratulations, your coin is worth millions." That moment, thrilling, life-changing, and validating, could be yours. So here's the takeaway. The 1962 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny error isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of rare opportunity, financial empowerment, and historical significance. It commands respect, attention, and urgency. For those who act wisely, it could unlock a life of extraordinary wealth and prestige. And for anyone watching this right now, it's worth asking yourself, could your forgotten pennies be the key to a $5 million fortune? The clock is ticking, the market is heating up, and the time to act is now. Don't let history and your wealth slip through your fingers.